Nothing quite ruins a balmy summer evening faster than the insistent whine of mosquitoes buzzing around your ears, does it? You've spent the day tending your garden, hands deep in the rich, crumbly soil that smells of earth and promise after a gentle rain. And now you're ready to unwind on the patio with a glass of homemade lemonade, the air filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the distant call of birds settling in for the night. But then it starts, that relentless swatting and scratching that sends you back inside, defeated. Those store-bought bug sprays with their harsh chemical tang that lingers on your skin and in the breeze? No thanks, especially when we're all striving for organic, sustainable spaces that nurture soil health and invite biodiversity instead of chasing it away. The beautiful truth, fellow gardener, is that your own patch of earth can become a fragrant fortress against those pesky biters. Certain plants release powerful essential oils into the air simply by growing, creating an invisible shield that mosquitoes can't stand, while adding layers of beauty, flavor, and life to your cottage garden or homestead corner. It's like nature handing you a team of hard-working allies that do the heavy lifting for free, turning frustrating twilight hours into peaceful, magical ones, where you can finally relax under the stars. Picture stepping outside on a warm July evening in your temperate backyard, maybe somewhere in the rolling hills of the Midwest or the gentle countryside of southern England. And instead of slapping at your ankles, you're breathing in a symphony of scents from plants you've nurtured from seed. These aren't fancy imports. They're practical, easy-to-grow beauties suited to our zones 4 through 9, where summers bring both bounty and those winged nuisances. We'll weave them into borders, pots, and beds that support pollinators, improve soil structure with their roots, and give you those small, satisfying wins that make gardening feel like pure joy. From quick container combos on the deck to layered perennial hedges along pathways, the key is strategic placement near seating areas, doorways, and veggie patches so their aromas drift your way on the breeze. And the best part? Many double as kitchen treasures, herbal remedies, or companions that boost your whole garden's resilience. Let's dive into some of my favorites, sharing stories from the soil, practical how-tos, and tips tailored to our varied climates across the US and Europe. Starting close to home with basil, that humble kitchen herb that packs a surprising punch beyond pesto and caprese salads. Imagine pinching a fresh leaf while you're grilling supper outdoors. The burst of spicy, sweet aroma not only flavors your meal, but sends mosquitoes packing. Basil's essential oils, like those zesty citronellol notes, create a natural barrier that lingers around your patio without any crushing needed. The plant just breathes it out on warm days. In my experience, planting a big, bushy pot right on the outdoor table changes everything for summer meals. It thrives in full sun with rich, moist soil that drains well, perfect for those humid evenings in zones 5 to 9, where it acts as an annual, but can be overwintered indoors in cooler European spots like the UK or northern France. Pinch the tops often to keep it bushy and prevent early flowering. That's a common mistake where gardeners let it bolt too soon, turning leggy and less fragrant. Fix it by harvesting leaves every few days for fresh salads or teas, and you'll have a steady supply through fall frosts. For extra power, try lemon basil or cinnamon varieties. Their unique scents amp up the repellent effect while looking stunning in mixed herb pots.
Companion it with tomatoes in the veggie bed to deter aphids too, creating a biodiverse haven that supports ladybugs and bees. And don't stop at growing. Brew a simple spray by boiling a handful of leaves in water for 10 minutes, straining, then adding a splash of witch hazel for a skin-safe mist that smells garden fresh and works wonders on wrists or around chair legs.
Last summer, a friend in rural Germany tried this during a humid heat wave and swore her porch gatherings went from bite-filled to blissful. Basil also repels houseflies, making it a double-duty winner for barbecues. Moving on to lemongrass, that tall, grassy wonder that feels like a touch of the tropics in your temperate plot. Its lemony, citrusy fragrance comes from citronella compounds that confuse mosquitoes' senses, blocking their ability to zero in on your breath or skin. Plant it in large pots along the deck railing or in a sunny border, and it forms a lush green screen that grows up to 4 feet tall, swaying gently in the breeze and releasing its oils all season long. It loves full sun and moist, well-drained soil, excelling in warmer zones 9 to 11, but adapting beautifully as a container plant for colder areas. Just bring it inside before first frost in places like the Pacific Northwest or Scandinavian summers that turn chilly quick. A pro tip from fellow soil tenders: crush a stalk between your fingers for an instant rub-on repellent during peak evening hours. The cooling sensation is refreshing and lingers for hours. In the kitchen, chop the stems for Thai curries or teas, turning your mosquito defense into flavorful meals. Pair it with basil in a sunny cluster for layered protection, and watch how it draws beneficial insects while improving soil moisture retention with its dense roots. Common pitfall? Overwatering in heavy clay soils leads to rot, so amend with compost for that airy structure our European clay-heavy gardens often need. One gardener I chatted with in coastal Spain grew it successfully by mulching thickly to mimic tropical humidity, and her patio stayed bite-free all August. Lemon Balm follows as the gentle giant of the mint family, spreading with vigor yet offering a mild citrus whisper that overwhelms mosquitoes with citral oils. Have you ever brushed past it after a light rain and felt that calming, lemony lift in the air? It's like the garden exhaling peace. This one tolerates sun or partial shade, making it ideal for those dappled spots under fruit trees in zones 4 to 9, where it fills beds fast and helps suppress weeds with its dense growth. But watch its spreading habit. A small mistake many make is planting it directly in the ground without containment, leading to it overtaking neighbors. Contain it in pots or raised beds for easy control, and you'll enjoy the benefits without the takeover. Rub crushed leaves on your arms for natural protection, or steep them into a cooling tea that eases stress after a long day weeding. Blend it in a planter with mint and basil for a triple threat container that looks decorative on your porch while creating a scent shield mosquitoes avoid. It supports biodiversity by attracting bees to its tiny flowers, and its roots aerate soil naturally. In cooler European climates like the Netherlands, it overwinters well with a light mulch layer, popping back vigorous in spring. Add it to borders near seating, and you'll notice fewer bites during those long twilight hours. Marigolds bring bold cheer with their golden orange blooms, but don't underestimate their power as a bright barrier. Those pungent pyrethrin-like compounds in their foliage and roots create a scent fence that repels mosquitoes, aphids, and even nematodes, making them a homestead staple for edging veggie patches. Plant them in full sun with moderately fertile, well-drained soil. They forgive a bit of neglect, blooming from spring to frost in zones 3 to 10, which suits everything from sunny California hills to British allotments. Deadhead regularly to keep flowers coming, and interplant with tomatoes or beans for companion magic that reduces pest pressure organically. A real small win story. A neighbor in rural France lined her raised beds with marigolds last year, and not only did mosquitoes stay away from her evening harvests, but her soil felt richer come fall, thanks to their root work breaking up compaction. They're edible too,
Scatter petals in salads for color and subtle flavor. For layered defense, mix with lavender. The combo's aromas create an even stronger barrier. Avoid over-fertilizing, as it leads to lush leaves but fewer blooms. Stick to compost for balanced growth. Lavender stands tall as the relaxing repellent, its purple spikes swaying like a calming sentinel in the breeze. That soothing linalool scent we love for stress relief hits mosquitoes like an unwelcome wall, and it's been a garden favorite for centuries in Mediterranean-style plots across Europe and the U.S. West Coast. Grow it in full sun with sandy, well-drained soil to prevent wet feet, a key fix for those in clay-heavy zones 5 to 8 where poor drainage causes rot. Raise beds or add grit if needed. Once established, it's drought-tolerant, perfect for low-water homesteading. Prune after flowering and lightly in spring to keep it bushy, and rub the blooms on your skin for a personal shield during garden parties. Hang dried bunches indoors to deter moths, too, extending its magic year-round. Companion with rosemary for a fragrant hedge along pathways, boosting pollinators while enriching soil with their drought-resistant roots. In cooler northern Europe or Midwest winters, protect with mulch and choose hardy varieties like Hidcote for reliable returns.
The sensory delight of brushing past it at dusk, that herbal wave washing over you, turns ordinary evenings into something special. Mint charges in as the fragrant fighter, its sharp menthol edge confusing mosquitoes' navigation while cooling your skin on contact. That invigorating scent after crushing a leaf? Pure garden therapy. But its vigorous roots demand respect. Plant in pots on deck edges or raised containers to avoid it invading beds, a common tale of woe for new gardeners. Thriving in sun to part shade with moist soil in zones 3 to 9, it adapts from humid UK summers to drier US plains with regular watering. Experiment with peppermint for max menthol punch or chocolate mint for a sweet twist in mixed displays. Rub leaves on ankles before heading out, or boil into a spray for clothing. It deters ants and fleas, too, and pairs beautifully with lemon balm in a patio trio. Its flowers feed bees, adding to your plot's biodiversity. Harvest often for teas and mojitos, turning pest control into kitchen delights. Catnip earns its spot as the plant mosquitoes fear most, with nepetalactone oil proving 10 times stronger than some synthetics in studies. Cats adore it, rolling in delight, but biters bolt at the scent. Grow in sun or shade with average soil. It's forgiving for beginners in zones 4 to 8, but protect young plants with wire cages if felines prowl your yard. Place along patio borders for a natural boundary, and dry leaves for extra potent sprays steeped in oil. The gray-green foliage and white blooms add subtle charm, and it self-seeds gently in cottage settings. Mix with sage for a hardy duo that supports soil microbes. Rosemary acts as the aromatic shield, its woody camphor notes invigorating to us, yet harsh to pests. Train it into hedges or pots in full sun with gritty soil. Drought-tolerant once rooted, ideal for zones 7 to 10, or container life in colder spots like Zone 5 Europe. Toss sprigs on grill coals for smoky flavor and extra repellents during cookouts. Boil into mist for furniture, or use fresh rubs on skin. Companion with lavender for Mediterranean borders that thrive on neglect. Sage joins as the campfire protector, its earthy smoke from dried bundles creating an instant outdoor bubble when tossed on fire pits. Perfect for summer gatherings in zones 5 to 9. Grow in full sun with lean, drained soil. It's low care and pairs with rosemary for resilient walls. Bundle into smudges for aromatic evenings. Finally, scented geraniums bloom as cheerful defenders, their citrusy leaves releasing citronellol that masks human scents. Container grow for mobility in zones 8+, or overwinter indoors elsewhere. Place near doors for drifting protection. Crush for rubs, mix with others for pots. Their bright flowers lift the spirit, while roots aid drainage. As the season winds down and your garden settles into autumn's quiet, reflect on how these plants didn't just repel bugs, but wove a richer tapestry of life into your soil. Try a few this spring. Start small with a patio pot or two, and watch those small wins multiply. Your evenings await, filled with peace, fragrance, and the quiet satisfaction of working with nature's own rhythms. Go on, fellow gardener, plant one today, and feel the difference tomorrow.